Hello, this is Cami Froglegs. I have another bootcamp video that I want to talk about. So let's talk about week one. Week one is the first official week of training where you're actually starting to do things where things actually count. You can get in trouble, you can get beat, or ITE'd. So during the first week, you do your swim test, which if you don't know how to swim and you have time in depth, I'd learn how to swim because you will have to keep going back almost every day, if not every day, to do the swim if you don't pass the first time, which is going to get annoying because you're going to miss out on a lot of things or have to make things up, and that's going to be hard. You're going to have to straggle everywhere. So learn how to swim now. You don't have to be, Michael Phelps to learn to pass. I know how to swim, but I still did the easy stuff so that way I could just pass. So the swim test consists of, they'll give you the briefing. They'll tell you what you can and cannot do. No sleeping, no talking. If you talk, you fail. So just plan to sit there, eyes forward. Don't say anything to anybody. Don't look around. Just sit still. So then you'll walk up to the tower, which I do believe is a 15-foot drop. I'm not quite sure on how far it is, but it's pretty far. It's a pretty decent height. You'll put your toes over the edge. They'll say, get ready to jump, or something along those lines. You'll jump. You'll take a step forward. You don't actually jump. You take a step forward. They'll give you a nice gentle to push you over to make sure you don't try and change your mind, and then you'll fall in the water, and as soon as you come back up to the surface, you need to immediately go into the swim. So then you can do the frontal crawl or the freestyle. You can do the breaststroke. You can do the backward crawl. The backstroke. And there's one more, but I'm not sure what it is. They say the easiest thing for you to do is the backstroke. I did the backstroke. I just, because you can't use goggles and you can't keep wiping your face, the water out of your face. So it's a lot easier just to do the backstroke because your face is out of the water. So once you finish your swim, you drop in the water and you actually just swim kind of the perimeter of the pool. You get out of the pool, then they'll have you do the prone float for 5 minutes. So every 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds, they want you to come up and take a breath. In real life, you're going to stay down in the water until you can't breathe anymore. So just try not to panic, because I struggled with the panicking part because they were having me come up so quickly and I wasn't ready for air. But I passed. And then you'll do the coverall float. So you'll put on a pair of coveralls, jump in the water, and splash 3 times and float. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to float like buoy float, but you have to show that you have air in your coveralls, and then you just get right back out. So after you do that, as long as you don't do anything crazy, you'll pass. It's fairly easy. Like I said, I would just practice your breaststroke if you were not sure. Get on a diving board and practice walking off the edge. What else did we do the first week? Because I was a 900 division, our first week we started doing our performance practices in the drill hall. So if you're choir, you practice in the choir room. If you were band, you practice in the band room. If you're drill, you were on the deck practicing your drill routine. So be mindful of that. Every Saturday you're going to practice, and then like the week of your performance, you're going to be in the drill hall at least 2 or 3 other times throughout the week. So you're going to have to make sure you're on your P's and Q's, you're studying for your exams, you are using your time to the best of your ability. Let's see, look at my list here. The first day of week 1, you go to recruit receipts, and that's where you set up your pay. If you didn't sign up for Navy Federal during P days, then you will have to make sure you have your routing number and your account number for any other account that you're going to use let's see, I think that's pretty much it. And you just sign a couple of documents. You sign up for your life insurance, which I suggest you get. It's only $29 for $29 per paycheck for $400,000 of coverage. That's a lot. So I suggest that you get that done and do that because it's worth it. My brother gets 75% of that money, so he's going to get $300,000 if I die. My boyfriend will get $100K because he's awesome, but I think my brother is going to need that money. So and then as soon as I can, I'm gonna put that money in a trust, set it up so he gets a trust, so my mom cannot. So that's his money. Let's see, holiday routine. So week 1, you get your first holiday routine, which is on Sundays, every Sunday, from 7 a.m. to 1300 or 1 p.m. And it's the entire base. It's not just your division. It's not just your ship. It's the entire base is basically on holiday routine. So during that time, you can take an extra long shower. You can shave your legs. You can wash your hair. You can, if, like in my case, or some people, did their hair, or they braided their hair up. What else can you write your letters? You can shine your boots. You can iron. You can do whatever you want except for sleep or make a phone call. So a lot of times I didn't really get to shave because or you go to chapel. I did chapel almost every week, if not every week. And then when I got back, the water was always cold, so I was literally just washing just to wash myself because you have to wash during the holiday routine, unless you were on watch. If you had watch, it sucked to be you because you really, the watch was from 04 to 06, and then 06 to 8, and then 8 to 12, and then 12 to 16. So you missed it if you did 8 to 12. For the most part, you missed holiday routine. So our RTC was pretty nice. She would split it into 2 shifts. So you would go 8 to 10 and then 10 to 12. But not everybody's division is going to do that. So don't plan on that being, a possibility because not everybody's going to do that. So then at the end of your P days, going into your first week, you do move ships. You move from Pearl Harbor to whatever ship. So be prepared to make at least a 1-mile hike to wherever you're going with your sea bag and your backpack. And if you have people who are LLD or road guards or RPOC, AROC, or the flags, you're going to have to carry their bags too. So I had 2 sea bags, and someone carried my backpack, and I had carried that shit for like a mile and a half. And it's not light. Like those sea bags. My full sea bag when I left boot camp weighed more than I did. Let's just say. And I weigh about 100 and something pounds. Technically, I weigh 161 because I just got weighed. I'm so excited. I lost all this weight. Okay, this is getting sidetracked. So, chapel. They have all these different services. They have services for Mormons, contemporary Christian. They have Catholic Mass in the mornings. They have a whole slew of things for you to do. And if you are like a lot of people, you would just spend that time in chapel. You would come back long enough, take a shower, and then you'd go to chapel all day. There was one, the last Sunday that we had holiday routine, I did 2 or 3 services, and I came back and just chilled. So it's worth it to go to chapel because a lot of times you do get something out of it. If you don't get anything from the message that they, of the sermon or the, the sermon, then you at least get the benefit of getting out of the compartment. I know a lot of people are like, well, that's a crazy reason to go to chapel. I said, but sometimes just getting away from the 80 people that you see and live with day to day will help keep your sanity. So I wouldn't go to chapel to talk during mass or service, but at least, you know, be respectful that you're out in chapel. Just if you want to use it as a means to get out, then use it as a means to get out. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I have more videos coming. Stay tuned.